Have you ever wondered if you were just born to be a pioneer? Well, today we're diving deep into a really fascinating personality type from the ancient world of Vedic astrology. We're talking about the very first star of the zodiac, this archetype of just pure, raw energy.
So let me ask you, does that sound like you? Are you that natural-born pioneer? You know, the one who's already charging ahead while everyone else is still trying to figure out the plan?
Okay, how about these words? Strong, courageous, smart. Do those resonate? If you're nodding along thinking, yep, that's me, then stick around, because we're about to unpack an ancient system of wisdom that might just have you figured out completely. All right, so let's get into it. It's time to meet this archetype we're talking about, Ashwini, the ultimate pioneer of the Vedic zodiac. So the symbol for Ashwini is the head of a horse, which honestly is the perfect metaphor. Just think about it. Boundless energy, this incredible power, and a courageous drive to always be moving forward. People born under Ashwini don't just, walk through life, they gallop. They are always leading the charge. So, what makes this personality tick? What are the cosmic ingredients that cook up this kind of dynamic energy? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual astrological blueprint. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. First, you've got the fiery, get-up-and-go energy of Aries. Then, you mix in the ruling planet Ketu, which is all about spirituality and, breaking away from the past. And to top it all off, the deity is the Ashwin twins, the divine doctors to the gods, famous for their healing and rejuvenating powers. I mean, what a potent mix, right? Action, spirituality, and healing all rolled into one. Now, for anyone who's new to this whole thing, you might be asking, what's a nakshatra? Well, basically, it's one of 27 lunar mansions in Vedic astrology. A good way to think about it is like a super specific, much more detailed version of your zodiac sign. Each one represents a totally unique personality type and a different stage of the soul's journey. So here's the real key to understanding Ashwini. It's located in Aries, which is ruled by Mars, the planet of action and war, right? But the nakshatra itself is ruled by Ketu, which is all about spirituality and endings. This creates this incredible, fascinating tension. You have this raw drive to start new things, but it's paired with this deep internal wisdom. They're not just adventurers. They're what you might call spiritual pioneers. And just so you know, this isn't some modern idea we just cooked up. This right here is a translation from an ancient Sanskrit text, a shloka. It just goes to show how much reverence there was for this star. It was seen as the source of vitality, of happiness, literally the spark that gets the world moving. But hold on, it gets even more detailed. This core Ashwini energy isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It actually shows up in 4 distinct ways, which are called padas. The best way to think of them is like 4 different flavors of that same pioneer spirit. So depending on where exactly your planets fall within this nakshatra, that pioneering spirit is going to look a little different. Pada 1 is all fire, pure, courageous exploration. Then you have Pada 2, which is earth, way more grounded and focused on practical things like business. Pada 3 is air, which is all about communication and being a great teacher. And finally, Pada 4 brings in the element of water. We're talking deep emotions and a spiritual journey. See how each one adds this unique layer to the main personality? All right, so with all this dynamic, pioneering energy packed in, what are the good parts? What are the strengths of someone born under Ashwini? Let's take a look at their gifts. And wow, it's a pretty impressive list. People with strong Ashwini influence, they just radiate positivity and wisdom. But here's the thing. They're not just off in the clouds dreaming. They are super pragmatic and really committed to keeping their mind and body in balance. That combination, it creates a really resilient, really well-rounded person. But of course, there are always 2 sides to the same coin, right? Every strength has a shadow side. And that same high-octane energy that makes them such amazing pioneers, well, it can also create its own set of problems. I mean, that same fire that fuels their awesome pioneering spirit, it can absolutely lead to a quick temper, and man, can they be stubborn. And all that constant forward motion can sometimes come with a side of anxiety and insecurity. It creates this kind of inner turmoil. That's just the challenge that comes with carrying so much raw energy. So that leads to a big question. How does this really complex personality handle relationships? Let's dive into that tricky balance between their desire for love and their deep, deep need for independence. Okay, so here's the main issue. That powerful, almost overwhelming need for independence. This can make the day-to-day routine of something like marriage a real challenge. Their energy is just so high. Settling down isn't always on the menu. Now, they're often attracted to partners who are just as adventurous, which can be absolutely perfect. Or, a total recipe for chaos if they can't figure out how to compromise.
And that really brings us to our final thought for today. Ashwini is the very first nakshatra. It's the beginning of the soul's whole journey through the zodiac. It represents that initial spark of life, that raw courage to just start something new. So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. If Ashwini is all about the ultimate beginning, what new journey are you on right now? And more importantly, do you have that pioneer's courage to see it all the way through?